Hello, dear radio listeners and viewers joining us via the live stream or the replay. I'm Shantae, better known on social media as Life Coach 614, and I am thrilled to have each and every one of you here with us today as we embark on this journey of self-care and well-being together. Now, before we dive into our main topic, let's set a few ground rules in order to ensure a positive experience for everyone. In order for us to maintain a harmonious environment, our dedicated admins and moderators are here to assist us in the chat. Please understand that this space is all about sharing, caring, and embracing each other's unique self-care journey. Your active participation and engagement during the live stream are key to cultivating the positive energy that we love so much. We kindly ask that you be mindful of your contributions, as all donations and subscriptions during our live streams directly support the Self-Care Club LLC. Your generosity helps to create a ripple effect of positivity within the community, enabling us to continue to spread joy on purpose each day. For more information about the Self-Care Club or to book your personalized one-on-one life coaching session with me, please visit selfcareclub.org for more details. Again, that's selfcareclub.org for more details. Now, together, let's pledge to make this community a beacon of positivity and support for everyone. If you are ready to embark on a new self-care adventure with me today, please flood the chat with some green hearts for me. As you guys may or may not know, green hearts are symbolic of minority mental health awareness, which is something that I am definitely very big on. I think that we all need to raise awareness, not just in our community, but to start to spread that positivity and that message to everyone everywhere. Thank you for the follow, Shugs. I see you. All right, so our topic today, you guys, is going to be one love. And that starts with self-love. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Kale. Again, one love. And it starts with self-love. So a lot of times when we think about one love, of course, we immediately think of Bob Marley, right? And his message of trying to bring everyone together and trying to unite everyone. Or we think about pride, right? We're in the month of June. And so, we start to think about pride and the one love that we share with each other and allowing others to just love who they wish to love. Or like I said, we think about Juneteenth, uniting us in the community, right? But when I think of one love, I immediately think of self-love, right? The love that I have for myself, because I'm one individual, and that I believe that love that I want to share and spread to other people has to begin with me. So I've got to wake up each day and pour into me and start to love on me as well. And so, we always talk about, how fast-paced the world is, right? We always got things to do and places to be and people to see and all of these things, right? We live in a hyper-connected world. And so oftentimes we find ourselves being inundated with external expectations and external distractions, right? There's always something to do for someone else. And, these days social media seems to be showcasing the perfect life. And, society sets a lot of standards on us that honestly are most of the time unrealistic, right? Unrealistic expectations of how we should live our life, how we should look, what we should wear, what we should eat, who we should love, right? Society is constantly telling us what to do. And so, our day-to-day responsibilities demand our constant attention. And so amidst all of this chaos and all of this noise, it is very easy for us to overlook the most essential relationship that we will ever have. The most important relationship that we will ever have, which is the relationship with ourselves, right? The love that we have for ourselves. And so when we think about self-love, just like self-care, right? This is not a luxury. Self-love is not an indulgence. It isn't something that you're supposed to, just do when you have time. No, we are supposed to love on ourselves just like we practice self-care on a regular basis. Rich Risings, Mr. T, welcome in. And so, you know, when we think about, self-love, we have to understand that it is the cornerstone to a fulfilled and compassionate life, right? It forms the bedrock upon which all other forms of love and connection are built. So we have to take the time to understand that the love that we give to ourselves and the love that we show ourselves is how we then start to create and build relationships with other people, right? How you feeling today, Mr. T? What up, Adrian? I see you. So again, when we speak of one love is the universal bond that unites all humanity, right? It's what connects us all. But we have to understand that love that connects us all, what ties us to other people in life is, or has to begin with us, with the intimate and profound act of loving ourselves. And so Diana says, I'm struggling with self-care, which is added to the trauma. So my first question for you, Diana, is have you went outside to seek additional help? Perhaps with like a life coach, a counselor, or a therapist? Because I think oftentimes when we hear the word trauma, it is tying to things that have already happened, things that are in our past, and we're stuck on it. And so it makes it difficult for us to comfortably and move forward in a healthy way. And so if there's some trauma that's going on, it's based upon some past events that it sounds like you need to work through. And I honestly would recommend reaching out for a therapist because therapists definitely, have a lot of resources to help you tap into that and to begin to heal with that. Like a therapist can definitely guide you through like some shadow work exercises and things like that to help you. It doesn't erase what's happened, but it can definitely help you get to a level of comfort where you are able to function, where you're able to function and live, honestly, a more healthy life. So Diana says, I feel drained from talking to therapists and there are past and present issues. Finding the right therapist can be difficult, but I'm honestly going to tell you it's not impossible. I felt that previously, and I was persistent and I kept doing the work, and I found a really great therapist who I was able to connect with and relate to. For me as a black woman, it was important for me to find a black female therapist. And it doesn't mean that other therapists weren't capable. It just meant that I felt most comfortable speaking with a black female that was older than me. I had a list of criteria of what I was looking for. In addition to a person having degrees and things like that, I felt like I needed, someone who reminded me of a sister or, like a best friend sort of type of relationship between us. And so, yeah. And then if it's just a matter of you want to talk through some things, perhaps a life coach can help you. I tell people all the time, I'm the best friend you didn't know you needed. So, I definitely say that, you got to try to reach out and start to kind of unpack some of those things in an environment where you feel safe and comfortable. So I definitely hope that helps. And you can feel free to reach out to me. My information is in my bio, so you can definitely feel free to reach out to me, and we can try to talk through some things, and maybe I can help you with some resources to help you. I'm not going to say it's going to make everything better immediately because it takes time, but to definitely just kind of ease some of those burdens off of you for a little bit, love. But yeah, definitely feel free to use the contact information in my bio. And I will pass along some resources for you. All right, so as you guys know, today we are talking about self-love, right? One love, which starts with self-love. And so when we think about self-love, we ask ourselves, what is self-love? Self-love means accepting ourselves fully, recognizing our inherent worth, right? Because we all know that our worth was established at birth. Exactly. Dr. Martha says because just repeating the story is traumatizing. And I think that's what Diana is experiencing, because anytime we have to rehash our past and we try to, like we go out and we try to find these therapists, or we try to find, someone to help us, and then we have to keep repeating it. That's like reliving it all over again. And then when you don't have a great connection with the person, then all of a sudden you're like, okay, do I try to stay and force this? Or do I try to go find a new one? You know what I mean? So it is very difficult. And I just say, try to do your research in the beginning. Try to ask questions. Figure out what would make you comfortable with this therapist. Figure out the things that trigger you when it comes to therapy, and then try to start asking some questions in the beginning. When you have that first consultation with the therapist, you are they're interviewing you to see if there's something that they can do to help you, but you're also interviewing them. And so you need to be able to ask your therapist questions. You need to have a level of comfort. And for some people, it might be virtual sessions, right? Where they are in their own space where they feel safe and they can meet with the therapist online. For some people, it's no, I got to get out of my house because maybe something in the house is triggering them or traumatizing them, and they need to get out the house and go somewhere to speak. So, I mean, again, you have to narrow down what it is that you need or want, or the things, even if you don't know what you want, the things that you definitely don't want, like these hard no's, these red flags. Diana says, then lately I want to walk and not return, which scares me, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, we definitely have to get you connected with, some resources and, other things that could be simple while you're on this journey to find a therapist is maybe finding a support group. So you have people that you can talk to. And I'm not saying maybe go into every single detail of your trauma, but you have safe spaces to sit in and just talk to other people. So then when you are in those moments of feeling like walking away or giving up and throwing in the towel, you have a safe space of people to remind you, hey, you know what? This is not the end of your story, that it's not over yet. We've got more to do. You know what I mean? So there are so many steps and there's so many levels to how you can go out here and get your healing. And I love the fact for you is the first step is that you're saying, hey, I've got some issues, I've got some problems that I want to talk about, and I want some help, right? That's the first step in any of the step programs, is admitting there is a problem, there is some issue, there are some things that I want to work out. And we'd be lying if anybody would be lying if they said they didn't have some things they needed to work out or some things that they wanted to talk about. So, I mean, again, I applaud you for it, and I'm thankful and grateful that you're here with us today. And I hope that you'll keep coming back and hanging out with us, each day. And like I said, with the link in my bio, there are a lot of resources available to you. And if I don't have something there, I'll go find it for you. So we definitely do our best in this self-care community to try to help you get the resources that you need. And like I said, if we don't have it available yet, then we try to go help you find it. So virtual hugs to you, my love. All right. Hey, KB. Hey, Perk. Thank you so much. Rich risings to you. So for those of you who just came in, our topic today is one love. And it starts with self-love. And so, like I said, when we think of self-love, we've got to first start by defining it. And so self-love means accepting ourselves fully, recognizing our inherent worth, and embracing both our strengths and our imperfections. Okay? So it doesn't just mean we love everything that is good about us. We love everything that is flawed about us too. Right? So freckles, blemishes, stretch marks, kinky hair, whatever it is, right? Whatever you feel like may be a flaw to you, love that anyway, right? When I always joke around and I say, when I get out the shower, anything that wiggles gotta go, but I love it while it's here, right? So I love my body and I love my skin and I love my hair, and I love the person that I am. And yes, could this person be better? Sure. Could I be more in shape? Absolutely. Right? But I love the person that I am. And so, when we think of self love, thank you. When we think of self love, we have to understand that it involves nurturing our physical, emotional, and mental well being. Yes. Diana says that she has a skin condition, and her children, or the children, say that she's a mermaid, like it's a mermaid. And listen, I love mermaids, so take it as a compliment. Love it, embrace it, right? Just love it. Um, and so self love involves nurturing our physical, emotional, and mental well being. I'm also going to say that self love involves our spiritual, right? Our spiritual self care, our spiritual well being, our social self care or well being, right? Because we're holistic beings, and we want to heal holistically. We don't want to heal just one part of us, right? We want all areas of us to be healthy and healed and happy. And so we've got to understand that. Absolutely, Kale. Kale says, love it because it's yours to love. We've got to understand that self love isn't about vanity or self absorption, right? It's about acknowledging our own value and treating ourselves with the same kindness and respect that we show others, right? So if we had a good friend that was coming to us and they were down and depressed because they didn't like their hair or their weight or the color of their skin, we would encourage them, right? We would empower them. And I'd be like, girl, listen, you are beautiful, right? Like, your hair is beautiful. Your skin is amazing, right? We would pour into them, and we would try to, spend time pouring positive energy over to them and trying to get them to understand what is beautiful about them, right? People say that beauty is only skin deep, right? Or beauty is in the eye of the beholder, or that beauty starts from the inside out. All of these things basically say that it doesn't matter what a person looks like on the outside. They can be a supermodel, okay? They can be on the cover of every single magazine. But if their soul is ugly, that person is just ugly, right? If their spirit and their soul and their heart is just dark and nasty, there is no beauty that I see in them. And a lot of times we can see the hurt and the pain and the sadness in people's eyes when we look at them, right? Because on the outside they have it together. They're very put together. They're organized. They've got a good life. They've got all of these things. But on the inside, that there's darkness, there is sadness, there is hurt, and there is pain. Because these people have spent too much time worried about what other people think about them. I think that's why a lot of our celebrities struggle with their identity, because they are so focused trying to put on for us, right? They're trying to show us that they're beautiful and that they've got it going on, when on the inside they're really breaking down. And that's why a lot of people have these mental breaks, because they're working on one area and not focusing, from the beginning, focusing on the inside and loving on themselves, right? Hey, Sydney, welcome in. Miss Rose, I see you, sis. All right, so we know what self-love is. Now let's talk about the power of self-love, right? The power of self-love. Welcome in, Faith. So when we begin to practice self-love, it allows us to start to lay the groundwork for a more compassionate and understanding world, right? When we are accepting ourselves, we become more capable of accepting others, right? So the love that I have for myself allows me to show up every day and spread love to other people, to pour positivity into others. And so, we've got to understand that by treating ourselves kindly, it allows us to start to develop empathy. And, that helps us when it comes to our relationships with others. We're able to empathize with them. Thank you so much, Faith. We're able to empathize with them. And so all of a sudden now this inner harmony is created, and it creates that ripple effect, which begins to influence our interactions and our relationships with other people, Welcome in, Margie. It not only influences our relationships, but it influences it in positive ways, right? It gets us more on track in a positive way to connect with other people. And so just imagine that we lived in a world where self-love was the universal practice. Imagine if every single one of us loved ourselves. And I'm not saying that, in a vanity way. I mean, like, deeply cared for ourselves, loved ourselves. We were very self-aware, right? Can you imagine if each one of us were just accountable for our own actions? Thank you, Perk. Right? Each person being secure in their own worth, right? Then all of a sudden we'd be able to approach others with genuine kindness, respect, empathy. All of this conflict that we deal with in the world would begin to diminish, because people would really truly begin to understand and accept our differences, respect our differences, right? Cooperation and collaboration would thrive if we just took the time to love ourselves first. We'd be able to create communities that are built upon mutual support and understanding. We wouldn't be concerned about what somebody else got and what somebody else is doing with their lives, because we would be so focused on ourselves that we would understand that that person is also focused on them. And what they got going on don't have nothing to do with me, right? We'd be able to recognize our blessings. And so that's the power that self-love has. And that there are ways that we can begin to cultivate self-love. Cultivating self-love simply just requires intentional practice, right? That means we have to practice it on purpose. We have to do it on purpose. And so when we think about this, I've got some steps to help us on this journey to begin to start practicing more self-love. It starts with mindfulness, right? Can you guys type mindfulness in the chat for me? Mindfulness. In order to begin to cultivate this self-love, we've got to start by being aware of our thoughts and our feelings without judgment. We've got to be aware of our thoughts and our feelings without judgment. Mindfulness helps us to recognize negative self-talk and replace it with compassionate and constructive thoughts. What up, DJ Princess? Welcome in, love. So again, mindfulness helps us to recognize self-talk. When we're disrespecting ourselves, when we're talking down to ourselves, mindfulness will allow us to say, you know what, not today, right? Mindfulness activities allow us to get out of our own way. Thank you, babe. Welcome in, Warren. So again, mindfulness is that first step. Thank you. Our second step in cultivating self-love is self-care. Y'all know we never make it through a day without me talking to y'all about self-care. All right, it's what I do. Self-care is our next one. Make time for activities that nourish your body, your mind, and your spirit. Okay? Whether it's exercising, reading, meditating, or simply just taking a break. Some of us are moving so fast that what we need for our self-care is to just sit and pause and take a break, right? So we've got to start to prioritize our self-care, and that means we've got to start to prioritize activities that rejuvenate us. And I always tell you guys, self-care looks different for everyone. So what I do for me may not be beneficial to you, and it just might. So we've got to experiment with it. And you know what? My Monday self-care routine might not be my Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday routine. All right? So I've got multiple things that I do in order to pour back in and refill my cup. And so we must make time to prioritize activities that rejuvenate us. I tell you guys, self-care is key into all things that I do. So when I'm feeling down, I'm going to go fill my cup. When I'm feeling low vibrational, I'm going to go refill my cup. When I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm going to go refill my cup. And no, it's not a cup of wine. It's not a cup of alcohol. Baby, listen, I'm going to fill the cup that is me. I am the girl that needs to be watered. So I am going to stay hydrated all my days. And so sometimes if I feel like I'm doing too much or I can't focus, then I'm going to say my self-care for the moment might be me just taking a pause, me taking a break. Self-care for me can sometimes just be binge watching TV. Y'all, I'm watching this show now. It's a Korean series called The King's, I think it's called The King's Affliction. I don't know. Okay, but I'm into it, and it allows me to clear my head, and it doesn't have any of the drama that I got to deal with or the responsibility that I need to do with. It allows me to just detach and focus on this Korean soap opera, and it is so interesting to me. Listen, Dr. Martha said, listen, Dr. Martha, did you watch the Alchemy of Souls? If you like some drama, honey, or action, I should say, the Alchemy of Souls is so good. And if y'all haven't seen the Alchemy of Souls, I'm just saying, get y'all some Korean drama in your life. It is so relaxing. It is. And you know, and I love being able to see other cultures and how they navigate. Because you know what? They got the same issues we got, y'all. They got the same problems we got. Right? But I just like to go and watch other people in other situations, and it is something that I can control, right? And it doesn't bring me down, right? So I mean, again, understand that sometimes binge watching TV, people say Netflix and chill. I'm like, I'm gonna do me some Netflix and heal. I'm gonna go find something to pour into me, to distract me, to refill my cup, right? So get y'all some Netflix and heal. Okay? There are so many ways that you can go out and, like I said, just practice some form of self-care. All right? So again, we're not gonna stay too far on it because I will turn this whole live into a self-care session, and we're supposed to be talking about self-love. So I'm gonna get back to it. But y'all know I said what I said when it comes to self-care. It is essential. It is what we need, right? Thank you, Faith. So number 3 on our ways to cultivate self-love. Number 3 is setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is another thing that I talk about. Setting boundaries is a form of self-care. Hey, Eliana. Setting boundaries entails us learning to say no when necessary. When I think of setting boundaries, it's saying no to them and yes to me. Thank you for the follow. Right? So setting boundaries means that I'm respecting my limits. Because what better way to show that you love yourself than to implement boundaries for other people, limits for other people. No problem, Diana. Listen, as long as you can hear me, love, that's what matters. So again, we have to understand that setting boundaries is us learning to say no when necessary. It's not about building walls. It's about setting limits for people to respect the line that you have drawn, to say this is where I'm comfortable. This is where I'm not comfortable. And if you cross this line, I'm not comfortable. And if I'm not comfortable, then I can't be my authentic self. I can't be happy. I can't be healthy. And if a person cares about you, then they're going to recognize, hey, this is a boundary for her. This is a boundary for him. So I don't want to cross that. Right? So it allows us to respect our limits and ensure that we're not overextending ourselves, right? That we don't slide into that disease to please people. And most of the time, you know, when we get that disease to please, that is at our expense. That is sacrificing our happiness and our joy. Yes, come on out with the orange. I was feeling a little orange today. I was thinking, I woke up with the sun shining in my face, and I was just like, you know, I'm gonna wear orange today. I just decided, I was like, I'm just gonna wear orange today. I think that orange might be becoming like one of my new favorite colors. I don't know. Don't tell Pink I said that, okay? Because Pink gets a little jealous when I say I like orange, but I really do love all the colors. And then of course my sister Kale. Kale is like, you wore the orange for me. I did. I wore the orange for all of y'all. Don't worry. Look, I even had to throw the orange earrings on for y'all today. So Eliana says, wow, how long have you been doing this up here? So I have been, you're fine, love. I definitely interact as we do this because you guys are why I do this. So I have been coaching on Bigo for about a year and on TikTok for about 2 years. So we do meet weekdays, so Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is kind of like my form of community service. This is my way of giving back because I do understand that not everyone can afford to book a life coach, right? But I do believe that everyone deserves the opportunity to start to heal. And so me being obedient to the universe, and I'll take a little pause to explain. When I was in my darkness and going through my mess, I began to see a therapist. And thankfully, you know, at the time I had the resources available to me to do that. And so I started seeing a therapist and this was back at the end of 2019. And I'm proud to say that she is still my therapist to this day. I'll be going to see her at noon today. And so I started going to therapy. Rich Risings, love. I started going to therapy and doing the work on me. And during that, you know, my therapist was encouraging me to take a beat and pour into myself. You know, my therapist quickly recognized that my cup was empty. And so I started painting at that time. You know, now we're into COVID. Thank you, Mr. T. We're into the point of COVID. And so, you know, we're talking March 2020. So just when I get on this healing journey, you know, all of a sudden everything starts shutting down. Thankfully, I was able to see my therapist virtually, so that was cool. But I started painting as a form of self-care. And during that, I just started recognizing like how good it was making me feel and how happy it was making me. And then also during the pandemic, I started a nail business where I was teaching people how to do their nails because, you know, the girls was hurt not being able to go to the salon. And for me, I'm like, that's therapeutic. It's a form of self-care. So I started teaching people how to do their nails and things like that. And during that time, we started having conversations. And I started realizing that more people were there for the conversations than the nails. And so I slowly kind of faded out my nail business, but I was encouraged and I was led by God to continue to talk to people. And for the first time in my life, I can honestly say I felt like I was walking in my purpose. It was very fulfilling and rewarding to me. And so I had a lot of people approaching me saying that, you know, you would make a great therapist or you would make a great life coach. And I was like, yeah, therapy is not really what I want to do. Like, it's not where I'm feeling led to. But I started looking more into life coaching and things like that. And I was like, oh, okay. So I started taking classes and got my certifications as a life coach. And when I tell you that I've never felt more fulfilled in my life. And so it, like I said, it definitely started with me on my own self-care journey, and then me realizing that I could do this for a living just by getting up and sharing my story with people and encouraging other people to tap into their self-care and, you know, begin to heal on their own. So I would honestly say this particular journey began in 2019. I made it official probably because I was taking classes and I didn't tell anybody all 2020 because, you know, sometimes you got to move in silence. And so I didn't tell anyone. I didn't even tell my husband at the time that I was taking these courses because I was a bit uncomfortable with how people would feel about it. But I was obedient and I kept doing it because I felt like it was where the universe was leading me. And then I announced it, and yeah, ever since late 2020, the beginning of 2021, I full out started my business. I was still working full time in corporate America, and I was trying to juggle it. And then at the end of last year, at the end of 2023, I lost my corporate job, and that was for me. It didn't happen to me, it was for me, because the universe said you need more time to do what you're doing. And so from that moment forward, the first of this year, I was like, you know what, we're doing this full time. This is what we're gonna do. And so I've decided to make it my mission to help others, begin to heal. Good morning, Tamika. Welcome in, love. Eliana says, I've been looking for other wellness practitioners for an event that I want to have. It's for folks who don't have enough money to afford wellness events. Absolutely. And Eliana, my entire family here on this app, we're all healers in one way, shape, or form. Whether it's a spiritual healer, we have sound healers, we have life coaches. My sis Lo Diggs is also a sound healer. She uses the sound bowls, and she's working to get certifications in other instruments as well. But yes, she is a certified sound healer. Yes. And so we, a lot of us, and then we have 2 certified life coaches. We definitely have several spiritual healers as well. So that's basically what this family is about, being able to help each other grow and, to pour back into that positivity for ourselves. So yeah. All right, y'all, we definitely got off task, and I might have to edit some of that out for the radio station, but I wanted you guys to know. Yeah, now we got Dr. Martha too. Dr. Martha is a holistic psychiatrist. I would say that, no, you're fine, Eliana. It's cool. I edit it, so you're good. These are the moments that we need sometimes. I would honestly say when it comes to yoga hosts, Coco, would you consider yourself a yoga host? Coco does physical therapy, and she works out on the app. And I was about to say, I would definitely consider Coco to be a yoga host. I don't think she's labeled it just as yoga. Like, she definitely does these workouts, and she does like these physical therapy type of segments. But I don't see why she wouldn't be able to. I think that it's something that would be in her capacity to do. Yeah, well, listen, Eliana, go, when you have a second, go to my profile and just start following the people in my family. A lot of them would have those resources to be able to, to help. And I'm telling you, we'll knock out all the pillars of self-care. What up, Sunbeam? We will knock out all the pillars of self-care. And I do know several other people within this community as well, who could definitely help. There are several other hosts on this platform that I believe would be amazing for that movement for you as well. But feel free to reach out to me. Yeah, listen, the universe didn't make no mistake. I wore this orange for a reason today. All right, so we left off on setting boundaries, you guys. So setting boundaries was number 3. And we're going to go back and jump on number 4. Number 4 is forgiveness. Thank you. Number 4 is forgiveness. Put that in the chat for me, guys. When we think about self-love, we have to understand forgiveness. And forgiveness also has to begin with us. We have got to be more patient with ourselves, right? We have to understand, listen, I'm going to keep it simple for y'all. Everybody poops, which means, listen, things happen from time to time. We're all going to make mistakes, all right? It's not going to be, sunshine and roses every day. We're all going to experience some dark moments. But in order to see the light and enjoy the light, we've got to have some darkness sometimes. So start by understanding that everyone makes mistakes, and that the mistakes that you make do not diminish your worth. You were deemed worthy at birth. Your worth was established at birth, before you even had the opportunity to do anything, right? You were worthy. And so we've got to start to forgive ourselves and start to view our missteps, right? They're not mistakes. our missteps where we just didn't get it quite right. We have to start understanding that each misstep is an opportunity for us to grow. Okay, so again, our just like we always talk about, our setbacks are setups for our comebacks. Our missteps are simply opportunities for us to grow. And on this journey, we're just here to grow through the things that we go through. We're works in progress. So again, we're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to fall short sometimes. We're all going to need a helping hand sometimes. That doesn't make us less than. That actually makes us more. Okay? So number 5 would be positive affirmations. Positive affirmations. As my sister Kale would say, speak life over yourself. Right? Start by reinforcing your self-worth with positive affirmations. Remind yourself each and every day of your strengths and your unique qualities that make you who you are. Speak life over yourself. We know that words have power. And just like our words have the power to build us up, our words have the power to destroy us. Think about when you were a kid and someone called you a name and how much that hurt you. Right? How that set you back, how that disappointed you, or some of us still have these names that people called us as a child that still haunt us now as an adult. So we have to begin to understand that our words truly have power, but they have the power to build and they also have the power to destroy. So if we're walking around saying things like, oh my God, I'm so stupid, I'm so dumb, I can't believe I did that, what is that doing? Every single time we say that, a little piece of us just dies inside. So we've got to say, you know what? I didn't get that right this time, but you know what? I'm strong. I'll figure it out. I'll come back and do it next time because I'm resilient. Right. Kale says no negative self-talk. We don't do that. We aiming for more in 2024, right, Jordan? Aim for more in 2024. I got you, Eliana. So again, we have to aim for more. And AIM stands for affirmations, intentions, manifestations. Right? Because that's what it's all about. Growing. I'm just saying, Jordan. We not gonna let these people bring us down. We not gonna let these people bring us down, Jordan. We're not gonna let them coworkers get the best of you today, sis. We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. What up, Mr. Awesome? You're so awesome. Welcome in, bro. And number 6 on our list, you guys, is seek support. Seek support. Yes, Kale, tell them affirmations, intentions, manifestations. We aiming for more all 2024. Tell your friends, y'all. We aiming for more. We don't have time to sit in no negative spaces. We don't have time to sit in that darkness because we've got goals. We are goal getters. All 2024, we are goal getters. So we've got to seek support. Y'all know every single time I start talking about this level of support, we usually, jump off into the Lean On Me song. I ain't gonna get y'all today. But it's important for us to understand that we are not here on this earth with so many other people to handle things all by ourselves. We are not meant to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders alone. We are surrounded by people because we are meant to form communities. We are meant to form bonds and seek help from others. And so when we think of self-love, we have to understand that in order for us to cultivate these, positive spaces and these safe spaces for us, that we must seek support. And that means we have to surround ourselves by people who uplift us. not enable us, right? I don't want y'all to link up with people who enable you to sit in those dark spaces. I want you to surround yourself by people who uplift you. When you are down, they pull you out of it. I want you to surround yourself by people who support you. I always tell people, when you're trying to figure out who it is, you want to start to gravitate to the people who feel like sunshine. You want to be pulled into the people who feel like joy and happiness. And even though you know that they're going through things too, because honey, Lord knows, life be lifing for all of us. I want to go towards the people who feel warm and happy and joyous, right? So I'm going to move towards people who feel like sunshine. And I want to seek out relationships that are mutually respectful and nurturing. And every single thing I do, when I have encounters with people, I want there to be an energy exchange. And if I wake up every day choosing positivity on purpose, I don't want someone around, hey Queen Hillary, I don't want someone around who is exchanging bad energy. Right? If I'm listen, I'm over here like Whitney and I'm giving you the best that I got, right? And all you doing is serving me the Heartbreak Hotel? Like, wait a minute. We on the right track, but this the wrong train. So I want there to be a positive energy exchange, because the shift that I'm trying to create in this world is a positive movement. Thank you for the follow, love. Welcome in, Wanda girl. And so, you know, I'm on this journey to a positive place, to a purpose-filled place. Oh wait, no, what song was it? Anita? Oh yeah, Anita was giving you the best that I got. See, listen, my bad. Okay, so let me back it up. Let me fix it. I'm over here like Anita giving you the best that I got, and you over there being Whitney serving me a Heartbreak Hotel. You right, Queen Hillary? You right. You had it right. So yeah, so make sure that you're seeking out the support from people who uplift you and support you, right? People who empower you and motivate you. Thank you. Thank you, sis. They was just gonna go with it. Wasn't nobody gonna tell me. They was singing it too, you know. I was thinking Whitney, Saving All My Love for You. But that's a completely different song. We're not even gonna go there, y'all. We're gonna keep it moving. All right. So again, our 6 ways to cultivate self-love: mindfulness, self-care, setting boundaries, forgiveness, positive affirmations, and seeking support. So as we finish up, we're going to talk about the impact of self-love, the importance of it, right? When we practice self-love, we not only transform our lives, but we begin to contribute to the collective well-being of society. By filling our own cups up, we have more to give to others. Thank you, Wanda girl. Welcome in, Shan. I see you, sis. Again, by filling our own cups up, we have more to give others. We become beacons of love and compassion, inspiring those around us to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery and acceptance. Miss Ra, welcome in. So Diana says, finding support is the challenge. You're correct. And a lot of times we've sat in this dark space for so long that we begin to think that finding support and getting help is impossible. But Diana, what I tell people all the time is it's only impossible until you actually look at the situation and you realize that I'm possible. Like the word impossible says I'm possible. So as you're looking at this situation that you're going through, and with you, this situation that you're expressing is finding the support. It's not impossible for you to do it. You just have to recognize that you're possible and that you have the strength and you have the ability to do it. I'm not saying that the things that we go through are always going to be easy, but we get through it. And I don't know how old you are, Diana, but I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm 45 years old. And over the last 45 years, there have been a lot of weapons formed against me. And I can sit here today and tell you that none of them prospered because I'm still here. Okay, so girl, listen, you got 4 more years of weapons that have been formed against you, and they still have not prospered. You are still standing. So to date, as of this minute, you have survived 49 years of things that were meant to destroy you. But you're still here. So you've 100% survived it. Even if it didn't always turn out in the manner that you wanted it to. Even the bad things that we've endured, you survived it. And we look at our loved ones and our friends that we have lost along the way, not everybody can say that. And so right there, we just have to remind ourselves that, you know what, I'm still here. I'm still standing, and I still have the ability to turn something around. As we always say within the self-care club, you know, broken crowns still color. You still have the ability to turn things around in your life. We're not working to undo what's been done, because we're very much aware that we cannot control yesterday. And we're very much aware that we ain't even got no say in what happens tomorrow. So we don't worry about the past, and we ain't focused on the future. We're talking about the present, here and now. What can I do today to be happier? What can I do today to be healthier? And so your first step is being here, love. See, you're not trying real hard, you're doing. A lot of times we should all over ourselves, saying that, well, I should have did this and I could have did that, and well, I'm trying. No, you're doing. You're living. You're here, being vulnerable and being transparent, speaking your truth. That is something that a lot of people won't do. You found your way to a safe space, a community of other people who, just like you, got a bunch of mess and stress and trauma and heartache and pain. Life is life, and for all of us. Some of us have just figured out a few cheat codes to make it look a little better. But when I tell you, life is life, and for all of us. And that's why we show up and support each other each day. One of the resources that's out there available for any of you who can hear me, we have a virtual self-care club, right? So we have a group chat where there are about, I believe, 54 members in there right now. This chat has been established for well over 2 years. I think it's about 3 years now. And yeah, it is 3 years now. And so we have this group chat where we are able to support each other and uplift each other. And some people are just there to receive information, and that is absolutely fine. There are other people who will come in and they will pour out positive messages. So then you can connect within a community where you have a safe space of people. So that's one of the resources that's available to you, and that's something, it's free of charge. We show up and we show love to each other because we can, because we choose to, because we believe that, listen, I sent out a SOS message and everybody who's there answered the call. We showed up to save ourselves. We said, if ain't nobody else gonna do it for me, I'ma do it for me. And I'ma pour into myself, and I'ma find other people to hold me accountable and lift me up and to help me heal. And it ain't gonna cost us nothing. So again, you have resources. Make sure that you're giving me a follow. Make sure that you're following Kale. Anyone else that you see engaging in the chat, right? These are other people who are here for the same reason. The one thing that connects each and every one of us is our desire to heal. Our desire to want to be happier, to walk in our purpose, to be healthier. Some of us is more of a physical health. Some of us is the mental health. It's the spiritual health, the social health. At the end of the day, we're all connected by self-care. So again, you're welcome home, right? Like you're family when you're with us, love. You're here, and we definitely support you on your journey. And you know, there's gonna come a day when you're gonna have something positive to help somebody else. Your story might be what somebody else needs to move. Yeah. No problem. And that, and that's good. Maybe you do need to go spend time with that friend. Just spend some time hanging out with them. And if that person is a safe space for you, then maybe start to, ask them if they have the capacity to try to help you process some things. Because you ain't got to do it by yourself. So just remember that. You don't have to do it by yourself, love. So again, self-love is the foundation of one love. So going forward, as we think about one love, you guys, I want you to think of the one that you have to start off loving, which is yourself. It's the starting point from which we can start to build more loving, more connected, and a more harmonious world. As we commit to loving on ourselves, right? We start to pave the way for our future generations. We start to pave the way for the future where love and understanding flourish, right? A lot of the things that are going on in this world wouldn't even be taking place if people would just love thy neighbor, right? So many times, all these wars and all these things are simply because one person wants what someone else has. One person wants to control what someone else is doing. One person wants to be the dictator over a whole community. And they can't even run themselves, right? So how are you going to govern the people when you can't even govern yourself accordingly? Right? So understand that self-love is the foundation for that. You are most welcome, Queen Hillary. I'm glad. Listen, thank you for having us. We definitely appreciate you being here in this space. And so I hope that today, this message encourages each and every one of us to embrace this journey. And, we can do this together, you guys. Let's commit to practicing, let's commit to nurturing our souls, building our self-esteem, and establishing a robust foundation for the one love that we wish to see in the world. That unity and that safe, happy, harmonious world, right, that we wish to see. Let's start by loving on ourselves. That way we can begin to light the way for others to do the same. So we can empower others to do the same. Creating a brighter and a more connected future, not just for ourselves, but for our future generations, right? So I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for being a part of this conversation today. And I hope that each and every one of you feel a little more empowered to begin to pour back into yourselves. And, today can be the day that you start to refill your cup. If you feel like you haven't been doing all that you could for you, today can be the day. Like, this could be the moment that you begin to pour back into yourself and fill your cup up. And don't stop when you get to the top of the cup. I want you to fill that cup up to the point where it begins to overflow, right? Because when your cup overflows, what happens is what you put inside of that cup was for you. But everything that overflowed outside of that cup, that's for those around you. And we're not doing this self-care to be selfish. We're not loving on ourselves to be selfish. We're doing it so we can show up and be better individuals for those that we care for. Honey, yes, the overflow, Wanda. Tell them the overflow. And I always remind myself, what goes inside the cup is for me. That's my business, right? And when people are like, ooh, what's in your cup? That you in my business. All you need to know is when this cup overflows, you can fill yours too. So we're gonna intentionally be extra heavy on our self-care. We're gonna purposely be extra heavy on our self-love, right? And we're gonna commit to stating that, I'm a work in progress. And yes, I may not always get it right, but damn it, I'm doing it, right? I'm not trying, I'm doing it. I'm living this life. And I'm going to live it to the fullest. And I'm going to do things that set my soul on fire. I'm going to do things that bring me joy and bring me happiness. Right? We facing it till we make it, Shan. That's right, love. Thank you for the follow, Fiji. So again, let's embrace this journey together. Even though we're all on separate walks of life and we all have our own path to follow, we can do that together, right? And we can keep each other accountable. If I see Wanda get off path, I'm like, girl, you know you got goals. Come on now. Get up. Let's go. If Kale slide off, I'm going to be like, Kale, bring it on back. Get back over here in your lane, sis, because you got this race to run, right? You got these things to do. What up, still that Texas boy? Welcome in, bro. So again, let's commit to doing this together, right? Let's commit to, pouring into ourselves, loving on ourselves, talking to ourselves nice, and supporting one another. Hey, bro, welcome in. So I'm here for you guys. Always have been, always will be. Extra heavy on the self-care, self-love, self-esteem, self-everything. It's the me for me, honey, right? It is the me for me. And it's the me for me so that I can be the me for you, what you need. What up, Big Joe? So again, love on yourselves, talk nice to yourself, speak life over yourselves, and we can do it together. I'm here to help you guys remain accountable. You guys definitely keep me on my toes, making me accountable. Okay? So again, I'm going to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for being here with us today. Your presence and your contributions during the live stream really do mean a lot to me. Your support during the live stream, such as tapping the screen, sharing the live, engaging in the chat, all of these things are a huge benefit to me and the movement that I am on, right? This journey that I am on when it comes to self-care. And so, all of your support during the live stream directly benefits the Self-Care Club LLC, which enables me to keep showing up, making a positive impact in the community. Your generosity fuels the mission, and it's why I'm able to keep coming back each day to do what I do. And y'all, I'm gonna just tell y'all, I absolutely love what I do. All right? So if anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, stories, anything like that, please feel free to reach out to me. My bio contains a lot of resources. The easiest way to tap into all things Self-Care Club would be to go to the selfcareclub.org. Again, it's selfcareclub.org. So if you guys head over to the website, all of the resources are there. Links in order to reach me, things like that. That is your one-stop shop for all things self-care. All right. And if you're interested in booking a one-on-one personalized life coaching session with me, you can also do that there. But yeah, I hope to see each and every one of you back here for our next group live coaching session. We meet weekdays, so Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for anyone who wants to go back and see other replays, say you came in today but you caught the end of it, or you've been in and out, whatever, you guys, I encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is the @ symbol and then Life Coach 614. And if you go subscribe to our YouTube channel, make sure you turn the bell on so you get your notifications. Our live replays are uploaded over there, typically within 24 to 48 hours. There are also additional resources there. So on the Self-Care Club, on our YouTube, on our YouTube channel, we have something called Love Notes from Coach. And it is just a little 1 to 2 minute love note from me to you. And it's a positive way to start your day each morning. Those are posted every single morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have the live replays that are posted within 24 to 48 hours. So again, there are definitely resources available to you, things to help you maintain positivity. If you're looking for guided meditations, guided affirmations, I have them there for you. And honestly, if there's ever something that you need, if there's if you're in a particular season that you're trying to navigate through and you just need a little boost, you need a little extra help, share that with me. All of the content that I curate is for you guys. So if you're in a certain period in your life and you want to talk about it, honey, we can talk about it. Just let me know. You know what I mean? And we don't have to talk about your specific situation, but we can talk about, the situation in general, and we can collectively work together to heal. We can collectively come together to help.